Hello, I'm Anita. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing an earring tutorial, and this particular pattern is called Crystal Diamond Earrings. This is from a book that I currently have called Exquisite Stitching by Renee Kovnesky. We're going to be making a pair similar to this but in a different color palette, and I'll be doing a variation on the dangle down here with crystals instead. So that's just to show you there's different ways that you can accent this particular piece. So get all your materials ready and we'll get started. For today's project, you're going to be needing about 8 diamond duos. I'm using GemDuos in this particular pattern. The only difference between GemDuos and diamond duos is that the top or the surface is a little bit more pointed, and the GemDuos have a softer finish on it. And I've also got some 3mm bicone crystals. You're going to need about 16 of those. And I'm using 15-0 galvanized gold seed beads. These are Miyuki's. And you probably need about 3 grams of that. And you'll need a couple of ear wire hooks. And you'll need a pair of sharp scissors. And you might need a pair of flat nose pliers if your earring hook needs to be adjusted. So the size of needle I'm using in today's project is a size 10. And this particular pattern is using 4-pound fireline. You can probably use 6-pound, but I'm using 4-pound because you're going through these 50-0s a few times. You can make it with 6-pound and see how that goes for you. If you have difficulty with the needle, then I would say you probably want to use a size 12 needle. But for today, I'm using a size 10, 4-pound fireline, and you need about 2 yards total. Each earring takes about 1 yard of fireline. So get all your materials and we'll get started. Okay, with my needle threaded with about 1 yard of 4-pound fireline, I'm going to be picking up one of my GemDuos. Now the thing I want to warn you about multi-hole beads is that you want to make sure none of the holes are blocked. So always check that before you get started. And you want to make sure that all of your GemDuos or diamond duos, whichever you're using, you have them all the same direction, and these have flat backs. So we're going to be starting our pattern by picking up a diamond duo. These are GemDuos. So you're going to pick up one of your duo beads, and you're going from left to right in the hole like this. That's how we're picking that up. And then you're going to pick up 5 15-0s. Like that. So bring that down till you have about a 4-inch tail. Now you're going to take your needle and go back through all of the beads like this. This is your tail thread, so you're going in this direction. Just pinch it like that. Pull your needle through. And you're going to grab both ends and kind of pull it together. Try to get those beads to come down. And here's where we're going to do a surgeon's knot to secure this. So just set your needle down. Grab the tail end of the thread. And you're going to cross over your working thread. You're going to go through this loop twice. There's once. Go through it again. There's 2 times. Now pull your thread and tie a knot. That's a surgeon's knot. And that's going to draw those 15-0s right up against your duo bead. So now do another overhand knot. Just one crossover, just to secure it. pull. Nice and snug. So now we can cut this little tail thread off right here. So take your scissors and just snip that off. So now that you've got your 5/15 on here, you're going to pass your needle back through the GemDuo bead from left to right, like that. Pull your thread. From here, after you've gone through that GemDuo bead, your thread's coming out of that bottom hole right here. You're going to pick up 5/15 and a GemDuo. When you pick up your GemDuo, you're going through the bottom hole right to left, like that. So pull your thread. And that's what you have so far. From here, we're going to sew in through the top hole of this GemDuo right here, like that. Just pull your thread through, and that's going to pull that up like that. So right now your thread's coming out of this first GemDuo top hole. Your next step is to pick up another GemDuo, and you're picking it up bottom hole right to left, like this. Then you're going to pick up 5/15, pull that down, and we're going to go back through our first GemDuo bottom hole left to right, right there. Pull your thread, and this is what you should have so far. It's a little loose, but we're going to be adding some more beads here in just a moment. So that's what you should have so far. Our next step is to advance our needle through these next 5/15 right here. So we just came out of that GemDuo right here, and we're going to advance our needle through these 5/15 right here. Like that. Pull your thread so that your work is snug. We're going to pick up 5 more 15s, like that. We're exiting here, going in through this top hole of this GemDuo, like that. Pull your thread, like that. So now we're going to pick up another GemDuo, like that, bottom hole. And then our needle is going to go through this next GemDuo right here, top hole, in that direction. And pull your thread. It's going to seat that right in between those, like that. Our next step, with our needle coming out of this duo bead here, we're going to pick up 5 more 50-nos. We're exiting here. We're going to bring our needle through that bottom hole of that GemDuo, then the top hole of that next GemDuo, and the bottom hole of the outer GemDuo, like that. So your needle's going through all 3 of those beads. Pull your thread. That's what you should have so far. Now you're going to advance your needle through the next 5 50-nos right here. So we're going through those 2. Then the next bead, and then these last 2 here. Like that. Now we're going to pick up 5 more 50-nos, like that, going through this top hole of that GemDuo, like that. Pull your thread. That's what you should have so far. We're going to pick up 5 more. We're exiting this hole here. We're going back through this GemDuo on that right side, like that. And that's going to place those 50-nos around the top, like that. Now we're going to pick up 5 more 50-nos. And we're exiting here. We're going in through this top hole of that GemDuo right there, and then through the bottom hole of that next GemDuo, like that. That's as far as you're going, just through those 2 beads. Pull your thread. And that's what you should have so far. For our next step, with our thread coming out of that GemDuo right there, we're going to pick up 2 50-nos, a crystal, and 2 50-nos, like that. You're exiting this GemDuo right there. We're going into the GemDuo right below it through that top hole, like that. Pull your thread. That's going to place that crystal just off the center there. So now we're going to pick up another 50-no, and we're going through the 50-no, the crystal, and the 50-no, like that. Pull your thread. That's going to put a little picot at the bottom of that crystal. Now we're going to pick up another 50-no. You're exiting that 50-no up here. You're going to go bottom hole of the GemDuo right here, like that. Pull your thread. And that's going to position that right there. So now we want to go back through these beads. We're only going through this 50-no, skip that 50-no, but go through the next one. So take your needle, go through first 50-0 on the right. Then skip that 50-0 and go through the next 50-0 like that. And then back through the GemDuo bottom hole like that. So now we're going to bring our needle through this 50-0 on the right. Then we're going down through the 50-0 and the crystal and the 50-0 like that. Now we're going through the 50-0 on the right like that. Going through the GemDuo underneath, top hole, this GemDuo right here. You have to find the entry there, so that's where you want to go through like that. Now we're going to reinforce this one more time. Go through this left 50-0 like that. Skip that next 50-0 and go through that last 50-0 on the right like that. Now bring your thread down through the GemDuo, that top hole like that. That's what you should have so far. For our next step, with your thread coming out of that GemDuo, you want to bring your needle through these 3 50-0s right here. You want to try to position your needle to where it's centered with the middle of that GemDuo. So come through these 3 50-0s like that. Pull your thread. We're going to start adding picots. So go ahead and get to that point. With our thread exiting that 50-0, I'm going to turn my work like this. Pick up 3 50-0s like that. Go through that 50-0 and then the next 3 50-0s like that. Pull your thread. So that puts a picot right there. So we're going to pick up 3 more 50-0s like that. Exiting here, you're going to go through that first 50-0 and then the next 3 like that. And we're going to do that all the way around. So I'll do one more with you. Pick up 3 50-0s like that. Go through the 50-0 where your thread's coming out of, and then the next 3 50-0s like that. So repeat that step all the way around, and when we get to the last one, I'll show you what's next. And if you need to rewind the video to refresh, go ahead. Be right back. Okay, we're coming around the outer edge here. I've got a couple more to go. I've got 5 50-0s on my needle. Going through the 50-0 where the thread's coming out of, and then the next 3, like that. Have one more. Pick up 5 more 50-no's, exiting that 50-no, going through the next 3 50-no's, like that. And that's what you should have so far. Okay, for our next step, we just finished advancing through those last 3 50-no's. We're going to advance through the next 2 50-no's in the base there, like that. Now we're going to advance our needle through the next 2 50-no's in the picot right here. So go through those 2 50-no's like that. Now we're going to pick up a crystal like that. We're exiting these 2 50-no's here. We're going into the next picot on the 2 50-no's on the outer edge, like that. Pull your thread through. That should place that crystal in between those 2 picots, like that. Now we're going to advance our needle through the next 2 50-no's, like that. And now we're exiting through these 2 50-no's on this picot at the top, like that. That's what you should have so far. So our thread's coming out of this top picot. We're going to go ahead and add our earring hook right here. So grab your earring hook. We're going to pick up 4 50-no's, your earring hook, and your thread's coming out of this right side, so you're going in with your earring hook facing you like this through your earring hook finding, and then pick up 4 more 50-no's, and you're going to bring your needle through the other side of that 50-no at the top, like that. Now you're going to reinforce that. So go back through all your beads, go through all your beads, and you'll be coming back out of that 50-no, and I'll meet you back. Okay, I just reinforced. My needle's coming out of that last 50-no at the top, like that. We're going to advance our needle down through the next 50-no. Now you're going to bring your needle through the next 2 50-no's, like that. Then come through the next 2 50-no's on that picot right there. Now you're going to pick up a crystal, exiting that 50-no, you're going to your next picot and going down the 2 50-no's on the outer edge of that picot, like that. Now you're going to take your needle, go through the next 250 no's in the base, right here, like that. Now you're going to go through the next 3 50 no's in the base, like that. And now you're going to bring your needle through this picot here. We're skipping that one, and we're going through these 2 50 no's on this picot here, like that. Going to pick up another crystal. You're exiting this 50 no here, going to the next picot, down through those 2 50 no's on the outer edge of that picot, like that. And that's what you should have so far. For our next step, we're going to advance our needle down. So we're coming out of this 50 no on the picot. We're going to bring your needle down to the 50 no's in the base. And going through these next 3, like that. Pull your thread through. Now we're coming through the next 2 in the base, like that. And now you want to come through this first 50 no at that bottom picot, like that. So that's where you want your thread coming out of, right there. Our next step, we're going to pick up 2 50 no's, a crystal, a 50 no, and a crystal, and then 3 50 no's, like that. So you've got 2 50 no's, a crystal, 1 50 no, crystal, and 3 50 no's. Bring that down to your work. Now we're going to sew back up this last crystal. And the 50 no, like that. Pull your thread. Just bring that up to your work. That's what that's going to look like. So now we're going to pick up another crystal and 2 more 50 no's, like that. So you're going to be going through the 50 no on the other side of that picot, like that. Pull your thread. And that's going to complete that little embellishment, like that. So I want you to reinforce this. You're going to come back through this 50 no, these 2, come down through that, back through and up. So you're coming back out of this side here. So go ahead and reinforce that, and I'll meet you back. Okay, coming out of this 50 no here, going back through, like that. Now I'm going to bring my needle up through this 15-0 here. I want to advance my needle so that I'm coming out of this next picot. So advance your needle to get to this, not this picot here, but this one here in between these two. So I'm right at the base of that picot with my thread coming out here. I'm going to bring my needle up through till I'm at the tip of this picot, like that. So pick up another crystal, then go down through the next picot on the 2 15-0s on the outer edge, like that. Pull your thread. That places that crystal on the other side. Oops. Like that. So now we're pretty much done with this. We're going to just advance our needle through some of the 15-0s in the base, like that. Tie a half hitch knot. Right here is a good spot, so go through your thread bridge like that till you have a small loop. If it gets caught, just pull it loose. Bring your needle back through that loop. Pull your thread. Go through a few more beads. I'm just going around the base here to bring my needle up to that edge. Do another half hitch knot. Right here looks like a good spot. Bring your needle through the loop and pull. That should be good. So I'm just going to advance through a few more beads and cut my thread off, like that. And that completes that tutorial. So let me get this all arranged and I'll be right back. All right, there we have our beautiful pair of crystal diamond earrings using GemDuos in this particular tutorial. I hope that you've enjoyed this. It's not too difficult of a pair to make, and I hope that you subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, tell all your friends. I also have a website where I sell my jewelry. You'll see the link in the description box, along with a list of all the materials you need for today's project and the suppliers that I currently use. So I hope that you have a wonderful week, and again, thank you for joining me, and happy beading.